thank you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel and watching these channeled readings for all signs, all 12 signs. And I use the astrology also for each sign. And this is a reading, a general reading for each sign for March 3rd, 2021. Oh my God. It's funny the way time moves. I am going to maybe not do a general astrological reading as part of this this video. And instead, I'll just do all of the signs, and you can just look up your sign, and I'll put a timestamp. But the sun is in Pisces, so it's sort of a relaxing, dreamy, you know, they say dreamy time. At the moment, it's a really great time for dreaming and lucid dreaming. So you can check out my website, SheilaHernandez.com, for classes on lucid dreaming and on channeling. I have a great class called Intuitive Earth that I'm really excited about. And at the moment, it's a great time for dreaming because Pluto is trine with the moon and Mars. So, and Neptune is in Pisces. Okay, so we're going to start off with Capricorn. Okay, thanks Capricorn for coming. And Capricorn, there is, I'm going to just write down when I started with you. Okay, so there is, Saturn is squaring the moon in your 9th house, So that can be like emotional stress. You might be feeling emotional stress, Capricorn. You might be feeling challenges to find balance with work and emotional needs. You know, Saturn being work, moon being your emotional needs. And your need for comfort and warmth versus your external need for achievement. Okay, Capricorn, let's just see what, let's jump right in and see what you have, what we have for you. We have the King of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Three of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Temperance, the Moon, Two of Swords, the Lovers, Four of Wands, and the Star. Wow. Well, Capricorn, I think that you are sort of thinking about tradition and maybe with work, like traditional forms of work. What's supporting you is the Four of Cups. So like you probably have but your challenge is the Queen of Cups. So you do have your, some emotional needs met, but you're thinking about what's not being met. And I think what you're wanting is this sort of like endless unconditional love, and you want love and emotional fulfillment in all parts of your life. And what's on your mind is like either Three of Cups can be community or love triangle. Where you just came from is Temperance. So, really like trying to, it's patience. It's like getting ready to start something new and great. And it's also alchemy and heart alchemy. What you have in your immediate future is the Moon. So you're gonna be into this place of like mystery and maybe not knowing. In your internal world, you're trying to make a decision with that Two of Swords, and you're not sure what decision to make. In your environment, you have the Lovers. So maybe someone there with you, like a twin. You have in your hopes and fears is the finish line. So like marriage or the finish line. And for your final outcome, you have the Star. So a new beginning. In general, I think this is a good reading for you, Capricorn. You have like a new beginning coming, even though right now you're not really sure. Let's pick a card for you from the universe. Mars, action. Okay, so Capricorn, I think it's time for you to take action on whatever you're thinking about. Okay, thanks Capricorn. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all the support, and see you next time. Bye. Okay, 5:26. We have Aquarius. Hello Aquarius. Happy belated birthday. That was last month. So Aquarius, you still have a lot of things going on, you know, like Uranus is your ruling planet, and you know, it's making some aspects with Saturn, and and I talked about that in the last videos, and what I wanted to talk to you about was it opposing the moon in your 12th house. And so the 12th house is all about surrender, Aquarius. And it's time for you to surrender. And you're probably going to be challenged emotionally this week. And there might be some unpredictable changes, unpredictable things happening in your life. And they may be the cause of you or of someone else. And I think that's important to remember, that this change and unpredictability isn't just from outside. Like, you are part of this change. And it might have to do with your home life, and it also might have to do with women because of the moon. And these changes, like everything with Uranus, it's like these changes can be exciting or distressful, and you need to remain open and flexible in order to feel the excitement and freedom. So if you remain open and flexible, you're going to feel the excitement and freedom. If you want to stay in your habitual way of being, particularly emotionally or like with emotional communication, then it might be more distressing. The challenge is to leave behind old habits. Okay, so you have the Three of Wands, great. The Chariot, interesting. Wheel of Fortune, wow. Knight of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Death card, the Ten of Swords, the Emperor, the Six of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. So Aquarius, there's a lot of change going on for sure. You have, where you are is your Three of Wands, so you're embarking on a new journey, and you're leaving something behind. What you have supporting you is the Chariot, so that's like fast motion, you know, that you're going on a chariot, you started something. And what you have on your mind is the Wheel of Fortune. So what you have on your mind is things changing, you know, is that change. Change is on your mind. What you have as your challenge is, I think, the pace. You're at a slow beginning, and I think you probably want things to go faster because of that Chariot. The Chariot is a fast-moving card, but maybe internally you want to go fast, but you're moving slowly, or the thing that's changing is happening slowly. What you have in your recent past is sort of like, it's Four of Cups, so being a little dissatisfied with what you had emotionally going on for you. What you have in your immediate future is death, the Death card, so that's good. So I think that it's going to be the death of that dissatisfaction or what was going on. Always with change, we get the Death card because it's transformation. And I'll just say, you know, as part of my channeling, you know, the faster that you accept this death, and the faster things will happen for you, you know, since you want things to go more quickly. What you have in your internal world is the Ten of Swords. So yeah, that's an ending. Like something is done, it's over. What you have in your environment is the Emperor, so that's stability. So you have stability in your home environment, which is good. Instability where you are. But that can maybe counter the change, right? Those are kind of two different energies. What you have in your hopes and fears is the Six of Cups. So that's like happiness and maybe nostalgia, thinking about the past, but feeling happy and happy memories from the past. And that sort of pure happiness of childhood. And then what you have as your final outcome is the Eight of Pentacles. So that's work, like working, rigorously every day, and really trying to make that change happen. I think you're gonna have to go slowly, but you're gonna have to work really hard at what you're trying to change in order to be successful. That's what I'm getting from my guides. Relentless work every day. Okay, thank you, Aquarius. Thanks for all the likes and the subscribes. Oops. I really appreciate all the support, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, 11/24 is Pisces. Happy birthday, Pisces. Sun in Pisces. Woo! There's some really awesome things happening with Venus, trining with the moon. Like, you're probably feeling pretty good. It's in your 11th house, so friends, community, creativity, maybe all of these things are really happening for you. And so life is fairly peaceful. It's a great time to relax, enjoy nature, spirituality, inspiration in the arts. And you're probably feeling compassion and understanding in your relationships. And it's offering rewards with the people that you love. So yay. Who doesn't like compassion, right, Pisces? You are the sign of compassion. Let's see what we got. Oh, you got the Sun. Great. That's your beingness. 10 of Cups. Justice. The 9 of Wands. The 6 of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Wands. The Hierophant. The King of Swords. And the 3 of Swords. Okay, Pisces. I think where you are is in a great place. Like, this is that peaceful feeling, your beingness. You're sort of feeling your own happiness and your own beingness of the sun and yourself and all the great qualities that you have of creativity, compassion. What you have supporting you is the 10 of Cups, or 9 of Cups rather. So yeah, that's happiness. What you have on your mind is justice, so balance. I think you're thinking about balance. Could be making a decision, but I think, well, let's see what else the reading says. What you have as your obstacle is the 9 of Wands. So I think you need to surrender, defensiveness, and just try to enjoy this good time, go with the flow. If things are flowing, then maybe you don't have to defend yourself or, feel like you have to combat. But that is your obstacle, so maybe you're in that kind of situation. What you have in your recent past, is the 6 of Wands, so victory. So maybe you just had a victory, and so you're still kind of in that war mode. In your immediate future, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So a slow beginning, a new, something new is beginning, but it's happening slowly. And it could be a relationship too, with all of this Venus happening for you. Strong Venus energy. You have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, like a passionate journey is happening inside of you. What you have in your environment is social institutions, or something with the social. It could be marriage. What what you have in your hopes and fears is the King of Swords. So maybe you're worried about emotional detachment or something with computers and technology, intellectual pursuits. What you have as your final outcome is the Three of Swords. So there might be some heartbreak here at the end, but maybe it's part of your, like, you know, sometimes we have to sacrifice things for the things that we want. So it might just be that. What does the universe have to say for you? Chiron, healing. Yeah, so this is a really good healing time for you. Growth, release, personal development, and inherited issues. I think you need to, like, really release things from the past, you know, and inherited issues. Yeah. And just use this good feeling and good time for your own healing, you know, so that you don't feel victimized. And so you feel like a warrior as opposed to a victim. That's from the guides. Okay, thank you, Pisces. See you next time. And now we have Aries. Hello, Aries. Welcome. Thanks for coming. So Aries, Mars is your ruling planet. It's in the 12th house, which is the house of surrender. And then Chiron, which I often think of with you, Aries, which is the hero, the wounded healer, is sextile Saturn. So there might be doors opening for you, but it is a time to surrender. And surrender the past, surrender old patterns, surrender things like, I'm talking like deep patterns, like past life patterns, and time to create new patterns. Yeah, it's time to overcome fears and past hurts. Release past lives. It's a great time to do like past life regression therapy. And this came from my guides. I think it's a great time with the 12th house. It's a great time to forgive everyone, Aries. A little more sun for you. Just forgive everyone, Aries. Don't think about it too much. And the more that you forgive, you know, the more peace you will have. Okay, let's see what the cards have for you. Okay, Four of Wands, the World, Page of Swords, Nine of Cups, the Lovers, Six of Wands, Three of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Temperance. Okay, Aries. You have the four of swords, so I think you're waiting, but you're in a peaceful place, but there's not maybe a lot happening. What you have supporting you is the World. So you've come to some completion, maybe in a relationship with someone else. You have what you have on your mind is the Page of Swords. So I think that you decided to embark on a new journey, maybe something you used your mind. It might be something like intellectual or with writing. What you have as your obstacle is the Nine of Cups. So that's happiness, and that's like happiness by yourself. It could be that you know you're starting something new, and maybe you need to kind of like come a bit into the collective, you know, and work with other people. We'll see. What you have in your recent past is the Lovers, so the twin. And maybe that's what's ending here with the World. And maybe you're starting something new. And you might be feeling guilty too about all of your happiness. Even though you have this ending of a cycle. Sometimes we can feel guilty. We're like, wow, I just feel relieved. And the other person's kind of miserable. what we have in the immediate future, what you have in the immediate future is the Six of Wands. That's victory, which I know you like, Aries. In your internal world is the Three of Cups. So that's celebration, community, could be love triangle. You might be thinking about two different people. What you have in your environment is the Ten of Pentacles. So that is like marriage, house, dog, children, grandparents. You might have like a lot of community around you, a fulfilling social life. That could be love, marriage for some of you. What you have in your hopes and fears is the Queen of Wands. So that's passion and fire. Ooh, the wind is picking up. You know, that's fire with a lot of wind coming in and just raging passion. And I think that's what you want for yourself. And maybe you could be afraid of your own passion. You're a very passionate sign. And then in the end is temperance. So I think that that's the gift, and that's the advice. Is like, have temperance and patience, and, you know, alchemize your feelings, cultivate a sense of balance in finding the middle path, you know, to achieve your goals, or to achieve whatever it is that you're embarking upon. What you have as your advice is the Taurus card. So being earthy, practical, fertile, tactile, grounded. I think that grounded energy will really help you. Okay, well, thank you, Aries. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate the support. And I'll see you next time. Okay, bye. Okay, 2225 is Taurus. Hello, Taurus. It's nice to see you. I share my rising with you. So we're kind of having a good moment. It can feel you know, kind of touch and go at times. So Venus, which is our ruling planet, is trining the moon in the 10th house. So we might be feeling pretty good in terms of our career, or good emotionally. You know, like if something in your career might be feeling good on an emotional level. Like maybe you started something new and it feels really good to you, you know? Like me with these videos, and I'm starting, you know, this, I have a podcast that's relatively new, and it feels great to do this stuff, you know? It's like all of my favorite work and favorite things to do. This is my little fox that my friend Christina made for me. So this is a good Venus moment. So we're kind of in this Venus moment. So it's a good idea to seek out female friends. You know, you are probably feeling pretty good today and this week, feeling content. You might have like affectionate instincts, warmth. It's a great time to pursue feminine pursuits. You know, whatever that may be for you. Enjoying art and creativity, maybe pampering yourself, things that make you feel your own value and self-worth. It's a great time to enjoy nature and art and beauty and love, you know, and to indulge yourself in these areas. Sometimes we can get really focused on work, Taurus. So it's a good time to indulge that part of ourselves. Okay, let's see what the cards have for us. Okay, Eight of Wands. That might be a lot of attention in love. Page of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. High Priestess. King of Swords. Queen of Cups. the Sun, Seven of Swords, Ace of Wands. Okay, Taurus, I think that there's a lot of energy coming towards you. And you might be like, it might be kind of overwhelming with that Eight of Wands. What you have supporting you is the Page of Swords, so like a new beginning in something, and it might have to do with the internet or with writing or some intellectual pursuit. What you have on your mind is the Seven of Pentacles. So I think you've been working working diligently on something, and maybe you're not seeing a great deal of harvest and reward from it. What you have, and I think it's regarding work or relationship, because what you have is your obstacles, the Three of Pentacles, which is marriage and partnership or work. It really could be like something in your work sphere. So what you have is in your recent past is the High Priestess, and that's your intuition. So you know inside maybe that's you. Your intuition perhaps it's like, okay, this is what you should do. And maybe you're not seeing all the fruits of your labor quite yet. What you have as in your immediate future is the King of Swords. So that's like, you made a decision, I think, based on your intuition. You know what you want to do. And like I said, it might have to do with technology or writing or something intellectual. And you're going to be immovable. I think you're not going to be let your emotions change your mind. Which is probably a good thing, considering that maybe the harvest hasn't quite come yet. And you have the Queen of Cups as your internal world. So I think that you have a lot of self-love. I think you're feeling a lot of love right now in your life, internally, which is wonderful. What you have in your environment is the Sun. So that's like power of beingness. I think with this Venus in the 10th house, I think that we're going to be getting some acknowledgement or appreciation from the outside world, and feeling like, wow, you're amazing, Taurus. What we have is our hopes and fears is the Seven of Swords, sorry. I think that that's like, maybe you're worried about some deception or some trickery, but it's a moment, and it's not a very powerful card. And you have that Sun card there, like you can direct what you want to happen in your life. You don't have to worry about other people and what they're gonna think. That's like from my guides, like don't worry about what other people think. The Sun doesn't worry about the other planets. The Sun, take it from Leo, although Leos do love everyone. But the Sun loves everyone, but it doesn't go and ask Mercury, should I go do this? Like, the Sun just is. The Sun is a star. It offers its light and doesn't worry about everyone else. And then what you have as your final outcome is a passionate new beginning, the Ace of Wands. So good. And it could be in love or art or some creativity, spirituality, but a very strong, passionate, divine beginning. So great, Taurus. Great reading. It's a pretty great time for us, I think, with all this Venus energy trining the moon and our feelings. Okay, thanks so much, Taurus. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate it. And moving right along to Cancer. Okay. 2931 Cancer. So the moon is in Scorpio, Cancer, in the 6th house. The 6th house is the house of craft. So you might be paying attention to your diet, to crafts in general. You might be wanting to craft, stay home and craft more. It's a great time to do that. It's going to feel really good. Might be thinking about work and details and health. A good time for self-care, taking care of your health, daily rituals, you know. You might be, it's in Scorpio. So Scorpio is the planet of like, that I think of like rituals, and the sign of the occult. So it's a good time to try channeling, honing your instincts, honing your animal instincts. It's a good time for transformation and like nurturing your faith in your own transformation. That kind of came from my guides and channeling. And yeah, it's a good time to reflect and for occult inquiry. You know, you might want to like study the tarot, or like get a tarot reading, you know, astrology, all the things that are considered the occult. And it's a good time, and you might get a lot out of it. You know, the thing about like getting readings and watching readings on YouTube is that it improves our lives. Like, we get something out of it, you know. And if the reader is tuned in, then they can kind of help you with what you're going through. So you might be getting a lot out of it. Okay, Cancer. Okay, you have the Three of Swords, the High Priestess, the Eight of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Hierophant, interesting, the Five of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. Okay, Cancer. I think that we have supporting you is the High Priestess, is your intuition. Your two major cards here are the High Priestess, which is your intuition, and Hierophant, which is social institutions. So I think whatever it is that you're intuiting, and you're a very intuitive sign, is going to bode well for you in like greater life, in the social institutions. You might be at a place of like pain, you know, emotional pain, Three of Swords there, heartache. But I think that you're here because of your intuition. And it's momentary, it's not going to be forever. What you have on your mind is the Eight of Wands. So you might be feeling kind of attacked or defensive, like things coming at you. What you have as your challenge is the Queen of Cups. So I think that either you are like just feeling like all you just have to love and love and love, and it never ends, and and you're doing all the loving, maybe not, you know, getting it back, or it's like you have to be always in this position of unconditional love, or you're wanting more love in your life. Yeah, and it can be that too. What you have in your recent past is the Ace of Wands. So I think that you decided something. It came from a very divine, intuitive place. You made a decision. It was from your heart space. You know, there was a lot of passion around it. And moving forward, like what you have in your immediate future, I think you're kind of having to defend this decision that you made from your heart space. But what you have in your immediate future is the Hierophant. So I think, and I think that it's good, it's social institutions. I think that you're going to be dealing with social institutions, and it will be in your benefit, for your benefit of this big new decision that you're making. Because what you have in the final outcome is the Ace of Cups. So that's love, you know, that's love inside of yourself, and then love in general. In your internal world, you have the Five of Wands. So you might be feeling like there's a little bit of antagonism happening, a little bit of like, we have to do this thing, but it's also victory, but it is conflict. And And then in your environment, you have the Two of Swords. So like trying to make a decision, something with your environment, trying to make a decision, not exactly seeing the path. What you have in your hopes and fears is the Two of Pentacles. So it's very similar to that Two of Swords, like trying to decide. So I think that this, whatever's happening in your environment where you can't see the answer, that's also affecting your hopes and fears. You know, like our environment so much affects us, who we are, and what's happening in our environment, you know, affects our minds, our hearts, where we're going. So yeah, like maybe you're worried that you're always going to be sort of like juggling what to do, but I don't think that that's true, because your final outcome is love. And you know, that's emotion, so an emotional fulfillment. The cup is overflowing with water, it's overflowing with love. So that's your final outcome. So you might be worried about love right now, but in the end, you'll receive it. You'll give it and receive it, which is complete. Okay, thank you, Cancer. Thanks for all the likes and the subscribes. I appreciate all the support. And moving right along to Leo. Hello, Leo. Nice to see you. I'm a Leo, so it's always nice to read for us. And we're kind of so it's funny, like, so the moon, March 3rd, the moon is trining the sun, which is great for us. That's like opportunities. But we just came out of this time and like, you know, of like a lot of relationship stuff happening. A lot of energy in our relationship sector. And so you might still be reeling from that. I am. But it's in our 10th house, which is the house of career. So we might be like getting some like recognition, acknowledgement. It's going to feel really good. You know, finally, I feel like taking down my hair for my fellow Leos. My maid. Although I like having it up when I do the readings. We're gonna have lots of energy for work and for love, which is great. And it's important to stay positive, surround ourselves with positive people, and go to positive events, because that will uplift us and keep us in this like positive vibe. Okay, Leo, let's see what we have. Let's do one rich shuffle and cut the deck. Yeah, I mean, sun trining moon, that's good. That means the moon and the sun are on our side. It's a good time for manifestation when that happens, Leo. 3 of Cups, 8 of Swords, Page of Swords. Lots of little things. Let's see what else. Knight of Pentacles, Temperance, Knight of Cups, 3 of Swords. Yeah, the Magician, 4 of Cups, and 4 of Wands. Okay, so yeah, so we have 2 major cards here, which is the Temperance card, which is in our recent past. So I think, you know, like having to make an alchemizing our feelings in our heart space, dealing with the oil and the water, and, you know, our emotional life in the water, and then our earthbound life, you know, and probably with also our divinity, our divine life, you know, because it's the angel. But what we have in our environment is the Magician. So that's like engaging our will, our Leo will, and manifesting what we want. So I think that's the major part of the reading. What we have otherwise is, I think where we are is like, we're enjoying community. There might be some love triangle situation with love, because we do have that heartbreak card for our internal space. That might be like a heartbreak from a romance, and like maybe there's another person, or maybe there's something in community that, you know, we're a little bit heartbroken about. With the pandemic, I think that it's very hard to find community, you know, especially right now. But you know, wear the shirts that your friends make you, and try to call your community. What we have supporting us is the 8 of Swords. So that's feeling stuck. We might be feeling stuck in terms of this like community situation, or in terms of this love triangle situation. What is on our minds is the Page of Swords. So this is a new beginning. We've decided something, and we're embarking upon it as a new, you know, as the Princess of Swords. So like a princess, like there's newness, there's innocence, you know, maybe not knowing, you know, she's not the queen, right? Or the king, like not being sure. What we have as our challenge is the Knight of Pentacles. So things going slowly, starting slowly. So in our recent past is as I said, the Temperance card, and having patience and finding the middle way, alchemy. In our immediate future, we have the Knight of Cups. So I think that we're going to be receiving an emotional message very soon. But what we have as our internal world is the 3 of Swords. So that's the heartache card. So it might be, I don't know if the message is going to be good, or if it's going to be bad and break our hearts. I kind of feel that card, though, it could be that maybe we want an emotional message. We want good news. And what we have in our environment is the Magician. So I think that we are like creating the world that we want in work and in relationships. But we do have to have temperance. We do have to, like, we're not going to get it all right away, even though that is kind of how we like it. What we have in our hopes and fears is the 4 of Cups. So that's like not being fulfilled emotionally. I think maybe we're worried that we won't be fulfilled emotionally in the future. But I don't think that we need to worry. What we have as our final outcome is the 4 of Wands. So that's the finish line. That's marriage. That's happiness, bliss. Yeah. What is our card from the universe? We got the Leo card, the Lover. So I'll just read our characteristics to you. Expressive, creative, loving, playful, warm, overt, self-confident, flirtatious, glowing, bedazzling, extroverted, vital, guileless, egotistical, juicy, proud, trusting, excessive. I think that what the universe is telling us is that we have ourselves to rely on in this. And don't worry about not being emotionally fulfilled. We have ourselves to rely on. And that's, you know, that's always going to bring us happiness. It's our own joy and our own light, you know, our own sunbeams. Okay, thanks, Leo. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate all the support. Love you. See you next time. Okay. 43. Hey, did I miss Gemini? 40, 43, 58. Wow, I think I missed Gemini. All right, Gemini, we're going to do your reading. Sorry about that, Gemini. We'll do Gemini and Virgo. They're both your Mercury. So Mercury is in your 10th house, and it is squaring the moon. So, Gemini, you might be feeling nervous or anxious. There might be changes or news, maybe as a catalyst for this nervousness or anxiousness. You know, it's the moon, so it's emotional, that anxiety. It also could be a woman challenging you, the moon. these things might upset you, upset your routine. But don't worry, changes are blessings in disguise. So try to embrace the change. Stay positive. And also things might be changing in your career area. The disruption might be in the career area. Just try not to stress and try to stay positive. Okay, Gemini, see what we have for you. Flew right by you, Gemini. The Hermit, the Star, wow, King of Pentacles, the Sun, wow, got lots going on. Queen of Cups, Eight of Cups, Death, Strength, Two of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. Okay, Gemini, you have a lot going on. You're in a place of like the Hermit and you're gaining internal wisdom. What you have supporting you is the Star, so a new beginning. What you have in your mind is tradition with King of Pentacles, could be work. What you have as your challenge is the Sun. So I think that your own beingness, maybe accepting who you are, could be something in your physical body too. What you have in your recent past is like Queen of Cups is love, unconditional love. What you have in your immediate future is the Eight of Cups. So leaving something emotional, and embarking on a new journey. And it's a mystery though. You're not really sure with that moon there. You're not really sure the path. What you have in your internal world is death, so there's an ending, and you're going through this ending. In your environment, you have the Strength card, so you do have that strength in your environment supporting you. For your hopes and fears, you have the Two of Pentacles, so that is trying to decide, juggling. I think that you're worried, you got this last week, I think that you're worried that you're always going to be juggling, you know, and you're always going to like need new stimulation, because that is sort of your predilection. But that's, it's a card of temporary, it's like that's the juggling card. Juggling plants. It's not forever, it's temporary, you know, and you're just in this place now because, you know, you have this death going on, you know, but at least a transformation. In your final outcome, you have the Seven of Cups. So that is being in your imagination, having lots of options, fantasy. Let's see what the universe has for you. Jupiter expansion. Yeah, I think positivity, beliefs, optimism, generosity. I think that that is who you are, and you just need to embrace that, embrace who you are. You know, that's your challenge, is embracing the sun that is yourself. You know, I think that you need to recognize and acknowledge that you're wonderful. And you know, and that's that. Even though you have a death going on, it doesn't mean that you're not lovely and give light to other people. Okay, thanks, Gemini. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support that you give me in the tarot and in life. Okay, so next we have Virgo. Okay, Virgo, you have Mercury squaring the moon in your 10th house. So just like for the Geminis, you might be feeling nervous or anxious. There might be changes. There might be news coming to you, and this is kind of catalyzing this nervousness or anxiousness. There might be a woman challenging you. Or some female figure in your life. This might upset your routine. Don't worry though, changes are blessings in disguise. Positive thinking is the way to go. And, oops, this card is upside down. Okay, Virgo. Just had a full moon in your sign, so you might have been kind of experiencing some internal shifts. That full moon in Virgo is very internal, cleaning out our subconscious and our internal world. So you might have had some epiphanies. Hopefully you've released some things, maybe even in your dreams. I know I did in my dreams, with the help of ancestors, actually. It was pretty amazing. I was like literally cleaning my house in my dream, with the help of my mom. Okay, Virgo. The Chariot, which is good. 10 of Cups, great. Ace of Wands. The 8 of Swords. The King of Pentacles. The 6 of Wands. The Knight of Swords. The Sun. The 8 of Cups. And the Queen of Cups. Yeah, woo, all this Venus energy, lots of love. So what you have is the Chariot. You're in motion. Whatever's happening in your life, you're in motion, there's changes. What you have supporting you is 10 of Cups, that's happiness. Could be marriage for some of you, children, family. What you have in your mind is the Ace of Wands, so a passionate new beginning. But you're feeling stuck. That is your challenge. What you have in your recent past is the King of Pentacles, so that's tradition. Maybe making choices by tradition. What you have in your immediate future is the 6 of Wands, so that's victory. What you have in your internal world is the Knight of Swords, so you really want to charge forward, but you're feeling a bit stuck. What you have in your environment is the Sun, so that's your own beingness. So I think that you're getting a lot in your environment, and there's a lot of happiness there. What you have in your hopes and fears is the 8 of Cups. So like leaving, I think you're worried about change, either you leaving or someone else leaving. Maybe you're leaving a situation and you're not sure, you can't quite see the way. And maybe that distresses you, it's causing you some anxiety. But for your final outcome, you have the Queen of Cups, so that's great. That's love, that's unconditional love. From the universe, we have the Balance card. Relates, mirrors, interacts, confronts, calls out, conflicts with. Okay, well, Virgo, I think you know what to do. Just try to stay positive. Positive thinking. Okay, I hope that helps, Virgo. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate it, all the support, and I'll see you next time. Okay, what we have next is Scorpio. Hello, Scorpio. Nice to see you. Oh no, sorry, we have Libra. Sorry, we have Libra. 50. Yeah, sorry, Scorpio. Hello, Libra. I have this new system where I'm trying to write down the times so I could put it in the description. Hello, Libra. We're having Libra. We're ruled by both of us are ruled by Venus. Taurus is my rising. So Libra, the Venus is making great aspects for you. It's trining the moon in your 10th house. So you might be feeling like a lot of contentment. Could be something in your career. You might be getting some acknowledgement in your career, some achievement, some recognition, something from the outside, and it should be positive. In March the 3rd and this week, it should be a good time, like feeling good, feeling content, having affectionate instincts, feeling warmth, You may want to spend time with your female friends. Feminine pursuits. You know, a good time to enjoy art, creativity, nature. You know, indulge yourself in love and beauty, basically. You know, self-care. It's a great time for self-care, that Venus there. And, you know, just try to, Sun is in Pisces, like, just try to enjoy and relax. Okay, Libra. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Star, Death card, the Page of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, Judgment, Ace of Wands, and the Lovers. Okay, so I think you're sort of in this place of like, you know your value and you don't want to just like give it away. But be careful, because it can be sort of like miserly, like, you know, you know, I don't want to give away too much. It can be holding on too tightly. What you have in your supporting you is the Ace of Pentacles. So like, that can be money and a new beginning, an offering in money, something related to the earth. Could be an earth sign giving you support, like Taurus or any of the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What you have in your mind is a new beginning, the Star. Your obstacle is the Death card. So you're going through some kind of transformation, some kind of death. And I imagine that it's hard, you know, and that it's hard for everyone. You have in your recent past is a new beginning in maybe work or in love. You might be in love and you might be starting something kind of new with your partner, you know, a new way of being with each other, which is what I'm getting. Because you were really seeking balance, and I don't see that here. I think that you are achieving balance. But it's just, you know, the old thing that you were doing is dying. And maybe you guys are you're just having growing pains. You by yourself, or just you and someone else, if you're with someone. I think if you're single, you're probably figuring out how to be in the world, which is really cool. With the Five of Swords for your immediate future, that is, you know, that's sort of like thinking about other people, but also, so you have this Four of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. I think that's sort of like you're trying to really take care of yourself, which I think is positive. What you have in your internal world is the Six of Pentacles. So that's giving and receiving charity. And I think that you're trying to do that, you know, to do both, give and receive in equal amounts. What you have in your environment is the Judgment card. So an epiphany. I think that you've had an epiphany about your environment or in your environment. And it's probably part of this change. What you have in your hopes and fears is the Ace of Wands. So is this new beginning? You know, I think you're sort of hoping it's going to be amazing and also a little worried about it. And it's passion, it's love, you know, it's creativity, happiness. What you have in your final outcome is the Lovers. So I think in the end, and that's also the Twin, it doesn't have to be a lover. It can be a friend. It's just, you know, the reflection of yourself and the other. I think that, so I think it's positive. You know, there's a lot of positive cards here, and you don't really have to worry too much. Just keep going on whatever transformation that you're in. The advice from the universe for you is the Moon. So trust your feelings and your instincts and your gut reaction, you know, and check in with your comfort level. Okay, thank you, Libra. Thank you for all the likes and the support. I I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Okay, next we have Scorpio. Sorry, Scorpio. I wanted you, and then I had to do Libra first. Those are the cards. So Scorpio, my moon is in Scorpio. The moon is in Scorpio, which is great. It is good for us to have the moon in our sign because Scorpio, what is Scorpio? It is like that huge black space. The constellation of Scorpio is massive. Like it takes up an enormous amount of the sky. Even though here in the 3D, the Scorpio animal is tiny. In space, in the mystery, where which the moon is the leader, is the sun in the mystery of space. Where was I going with this? I was just kind of like channeling. With the moon in Scorpio, I think that it's a good time for us to go into our feelings and our instincts and into our deepest selves and into that black, thick space. And it's a vibrational space, to go into the vibrational space of the sky, of that black night sky, and see that you are both. That you are the moon and the light, the white light of the moon, and also the rich vibrational blackness of space. Okay, thank you, Scorpio, for that. So Pluto is still trining Mars in the 9th house. You're probably seeing opportunities for your purpose. The challenge is making the most out of this purpose. And we have to strike the right balance between working independently and working cooperatively, which is hard in quarantine. It's hard during a pandemic. It's pretty easy to just do things on your own. And it's an ideal time for goal setting. We're feeling, I think, a lot of like clarity and goal assessment of how we can achieve our goals. So it's a good time to make plans around our goals. Okay, so yeah, I think there's really something there about the working independently and working cooperatively, because what we have is our challenge is the Hermit. So the Hermit is gaining wisdom inside, but it's our challenge card. So I really encourage you and myself to work cooperatively with others, to start reaching out and working with others and sharing our gifts, because what we have supporting us is the sun, which is like all of your gifts, your innate gifts that you're born with. It's the beingness, the love inside of yourself, and that's supporting you. So you need to share that light, and you'll see, I think that the work is going to go quicker, because what we have in where we are is like fast movement, Knight of Swords, like charging ahead. What we have in our minds is leaving something. So we might be like leaving places, or leaving a relationship, and it's on our minds. We have a new beginning in our recent past, a new innocent beginning. Maybe not a lot of power, maybe not totally sure. And it could be with work, or it could be something with love. In our immediate future, we have the 8 of Swords. So maybe feeling stuck a bit. What we have in our internal world is the Fool. So starting anew, starting fresh. Don't worry about that stuck energy. I actually think it's just, it's just kind of part of the mystery. Like, it's a momentary pause. What we have in our environment is the Hanged Man. So there might be also a pause before with this Hangman. You might be like, at the moment, kind of waiting to leave, something. In your hopes and fears is the King of Wands. So I think that you really want to be that passionate king. You want to, you want that stability, that power of whatever it is that you're pursuing that is in your passions. That's love, happiness, joy. In your final outcome, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So that's a new beginning, but it's slow. So all in all, it's pretty good. Just remember that you are the sun, and embark on that new journey. And don't worry about moments of like standing still. With that Knight of Swords, I can tell that we don't really want that, but I think that's just part of the process. It's part of the journey. Okay, roots is what our guidance from the universe. Family, home, background, comfort, cooking, home, real estate, shelter, self-care, rejuvenation, habits. So in this change, Scorpio, I think that, you need to take care of your home, take care of your roots, check in with your family, if you can. Find comfort in cooking, your inner world. Nurture that inner world, that expansive inner world, Scorpio. Okay, thank you for all the likes and the subscribes. I appreciate all the support, Scorpio. Okay, Sagittarius, 10622. Saggies, you're my last one. Jupiter squaring the moon, yikes. Beware of an indulgence, Sagittarius. You're kind of going through this thing where you really want to seek out pleasure and comfort, but you also really need emotional stability. You have needs for emotional stability and comfort, and you also have needs for like pleasure and excitement. And I think that you're being challenged with finding a balance between those two things. And that sort of having two different things that you want might be making you kind of lackadaisical in your approach, and it might irritate others. You might have some domestic issues at home, maybe with a woman, that moon there. Oh, it's a little too bright for me. Let's see what the cards have for you. I have a good friend on Instagram who's a Sagittarius. I need to share these videos on Instagram. I have a feeling she needs to see this. She used to be one of my camera people, camera women. Soila, hello Soila. So you're in a place of the waiting, the hangman. You're waiting. There's not a lot of movement forward. You also, I think, feel like you're sacrificing. What's supporting you underneath is the Knight of Swords. So you want to charge forward. On your mind, you have the Strength card. So finding that inner strength, finding that courage. Your obstacle is the Magician. So your obstacle is imposing your will to make that change. In your recent past, you have the Seven of Wands. So there was a victory, but a conflict nonetheless. In your immediate future, you have the Emperor. So that's stability, but also kind of emotional detachment. What you have in your internal world is the Two of Pentacles. So you're juggling, I think you're trying to decide something. You're juggling two different things. In your environment, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So that is abundance. There is some abundance in your environment. And maybe there's some conflict there, with that feminine aspect in your environment. Perhaps she brings abundance, and you rely on that. And your hopes and fears is the Page of Cups. So like the offering of emotion, I think that you're wanting to do that and also wanting to receive that, and you're not really sure. as your final outcome, you have the King of Cups, which is emotional stability. Let's see what the universe has for you. Craft, the 6th house. Work, details, well-being, diet, service, daily rituals. Purification. Yeah, I think that in the end, it's going to work out and you're going to find the emotional stability that you're looking for. And you have the strength to do it. You just have to engage your will with that Magician. Okay, thank you, Sagittarius. Thanks for all the likes and the subscribes. I appreciate all the support. And I'm sending you all my love during this time. And I'll see you on the weekend. Okay, bye. See you next time.